use your rod and how fast you're reeling at the same time to kind of do what you want to do. I can slow it down way slow right there if I think there's one there, if there's a stump or a shell bed. But these fish are pretty smart this time of year if they're really shallow, so I'm going to work it pretty fast and really erratic. I want them to, first of all, see it and hear it, and then after that, I don't want them to see it too good because we're on Lake Fork and they're really smart. So if I slow it down too much, they might not bite it. So that's why you see me really popping that rod, working that bait. You know, you don't want to work it. If you get to jerking it like too crazy with braid, you'll hook your front hook if you don't take up your slack correctly. And see, I tried to do it right there and I think I did. No. So just a quick tip. If you're having problems throwing braid with a walking bait, hooking the front hook like that, you know, it'll come back all tangled up. And it's just your cadence and not reeling up your slack right. I do it every day too. But one thing you can do to prevent that is just, oh, Jake, go ahead and pan over there, Jake. That's a big one too. There's about 6 of them, but one of them was a big one. Oh, hey, got him. Got him. Coming up to my right too. Oh, that's not the big one. That was a bite right there. Absolutely murdered it. Big, healthy Lake Fork bass on a topwater. Super shallow. You can see I got a little secondary point in front of me. But it's just that time of year when you got to keep your eyes peeled. I pushed some bait with my boat probably. And they came up schooling even shallower up in this pocket. I threw that 6-inch catwalk over there and got one to eat it. Right there. Beautiful Lake Fork bass. There was one in there about twice that size. See if we can not get hooked with those Gamakatsus, but that's what we're doing. Pulling up on these shallow pockets and shallow points, fishing super shallow with that catwalk. And that's why you use that setup. Gamakatsus and that Halo HFX. That bait was barely in there. But like we talked about, it's not always picture perfect this time of year. You think they're right there, they come up schooling over here even further back in the pocket. Keep your eyes open and your rod in your hand. Catch one like that with a 6-inch catwalk. You know, this time of year, not only because I'm fishing shallow right now, but you know, fish really like to feed up. That's why I have that catwalk in my hand, or that Magnum catwalk, or whatever kind of topwater you're throwing. You know, fish really like to eat up in that fall transition, whether it's a turnover or what. A lot of the bait you'll see here especially is right up on the top of the water column. You know, that oxygen content out deep got messed up because of the turnover, so a lot of fish are just really, really shallow, and that's why those fish want to eat up. You know, a lot of that bait goes to the top of the water column, so they'll just eat up and eat a topwater really good. You know, when you hook a fish in this cover like this, it's so thick, there's you can have a plan, but it doesn't always work out. You know, the right rod, line, and hook set up, and then just holding on to them. You got to put pressure on them and just hope they swim around these trees. You know, they're going to come out 90% of the time. If you have a bait or a hook that's not in the fish's mouth that hooks a tree, that's when they rip out. There's not a lot you can do.